I feel like every single time I've started a video over the past week, my crystals are just wildly different each time. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the DS Asylum. I'm your Ward of the Michi Shrine, and today we are in, what is this, day 3, 4 of the anniversary? I don't know, because nothing has fucking happened. So on today's edition of Is This Anniversary Good? You want to know something that I find odd? The only thing that's kind of pissing me off about this anniversary is honestly just the lack of a 50 battle event. Like, if we take a look at the events, right? We got this, which was actually like pretty decent. I have really no complaints with this event. You can get a lot of rare medals with this daily event here, or this daily stage here, and then you can grind some pretty good equips on these other stages. Like, this one's pretty good for future. Strike defense, double attack, a lot of strike attack specifically, which is really good for a lot of mixed attackers, like, you know, Green Goku Black. It's alright on Merge Zamasu. He doesn't really, like, do blast attack. I think it would honestly make more sense if the blast attack was the 18% and the strike was the 15%, because his strike stat is so, like, wildly higher than his blast stat. And if you wanted to run this equip on Zamasu, I think an equip that would kind of balance out his blast attack would be nice. Or if they were just both 18%, that'd be great. But you could run it on him. His blast attack isn't horrible when he starts ramping up. It's just at the beginning of the battle, he's just not going to do any blast attacks, so it's not like the most ideal equip for him specifically, but plenty of other future characters can use it. Honestly, like Vegito Blue, like the LF one, his blast attack isn't that bad. This Vegito Blue, I don't really think you should be running offensive, like purely offensive equips on him, but it's fine. Speaking of Vegito Blue, let me do something real quick. A boom, 7 stars. 7-star Vegito Blue to match my 7-star LF Vegito Blue. Oh boy. Look at him. I'm actually, the reason why I have so little crystals and the fact that I was able to do that is because I've been trying to do the steps on the Limit Break banner. At this point, I think that's the better alternative for me. I think at this point I should just try and finish out that Limit Break banner, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the LFZ power into Corrupted Zamasu here and get him to 6 stars. I get another stat buff, and then I get that future buff, which I kind of need since I'm going to be running him primarily on future. So having that 30% strike attack and defense buff for God, Key, Powerful Opponent, and Future will be helpful, especially since he's taking the place of the Red Rose, who does 30% to strike attack and defense. So I'm going to end up putting the LF Multi-Z power into him, and then I'll have him at 6 stars, and Vegito Blue at 7, and still no Kefla. But at this point, I don't really care. I've gotten so incredibly lucky on this banner with, you know, at least these 2 units. I've pulled Merge Zamasu 3 times. I've never pulled an LF on their initial banner more than once. And the only other time I've pulled an LF 3 times on one banner was when I got Vegito Blue to 7 stars. I got him from like 3 to 7 on the Goku Black banner. That was the only other time I've pulled an LF this many times. So I honestly can't complain. And I've only done, what, a rotation and a half? Like 2 rotations? Like, honestly. For the amount of crystals I've spent, I've gotten some insane luck on this banner, so I honestly can't even complain. But yeah, back to what I was saying. The thing that pisses me off the most is just the lack of a 50 battle event. I mean, even last year, we got a 50 battle event day 1 so that you could get 1,000 crystals. But this time we have to wait until a raid comes out in order to get 1,000 crystals, which I don't really agree with. I feel like this is an opportunity for us to have, you know, multiple 50 battle events. Like, we could have had the first one against Merge Zamasu, then we could have had another one in the second half against Gogeta, which is what they did last year. Last year, the first 50 battle event on day 1 was against Omega Shenron, and then in the second half of the anniversary, we got one against Merge Zamasu. And, I mean, those were both villains, so I guess they probably wouldn't do Gogeta. Maybe they do, you know, like an Ice and Nova Shenron thing, like half of the event you'd fight Ice, half you'd fight Nova, and then on the last stage you'd have to fight both of them maybe. Or perhaps, and then like on stage 51 you'd fight Ice, Nova, and Omega. something like that. And then like stage 51 of the Zamasu event, you'd fight maybe like a Goku Black, normal merged Zamasu, and corrupted Zamasu. Like that would be, first of all, interesting, and second of all, it would be crystals. Like that's honestly the only complaint I really have right now, because like, as much as I would love for the anniversary to just have something every single day, like if I were running things, first of all, the anniversary wouldn't be 6 fucking weeks long. It'd be like 2 weeks long, and there'd be something happening every single day as a result. I think that's a much better way of running a celebration. It would make people a lot happier. Rather than stretching your celebration out a month and a half, just have it be 2 weeks and just fill those 2 weeks with so much crap that, you know, nobody can really complain. Hell, the only complaint they can have is, damn, there's too much to do, right? I would actually rather be complaining that there's too much to do rather than that there isn't enough. Because when there's too much to do, that's fine. Like that, at least you'll always have something. People who don't have a lot of energy will be very sad, but I'd be happy. I'd be quite happy about it. Speaking of energy, I wonder if we're going to get another EX Zenkai during this anniversary. I'd be surprised if we didn't. We did just get one. However, I feel like the EX Zenkai we get next month, because we tend to get one of them every single month. So next month's EX Zenkai will probably release before the anniversary ends. And if it does, who will it be? Like, who's going to be that, you know, hype anniversary EX Zenkai? Because I feel like they already went the future route with Gohan here. So if they wanted to keep the theme of their anniversary, then perhaps an EX GT Zenkai. But then that might present a bit of a problem, because let's just go ahead and take a look at the GT tag, just the extremes. So the only ones that I can really think of that might get a Zenkai would be either this Trunks here. That would actually, I actually wouldn't mind that. Only I don't think he's an original stories character. That's the biggest problem with the GT EX Zenkais. I don't think any of them are original stories. Well, actually, no. I think this Purple Pan was. I think this Purple Pan was a part of an original stories event. So if we're going off of just original stories, then this Purple Pan would be the only option. However, I think for the anniversary, they might do something different. And if they did, then I think our likely candidates are the Purple Pan, but GT doesn't really need a purple. The green Trunks, GT doesn't need a green. They have a Zenkai and an LF, but not a lot of people can pull Gogeta, and most people are running Super 17 on Androids and not GT. And Trunks would also be a good addition to Vegeta family as well, so you could do that. There's B-Pan, who could go on both the girls tag and the GT tag. Again, they don't really need a red, but she fills multiple teams, so it would be nice. But then that's kind of it. Like, this EX Sin Shenron's from last year's anniversary. They could do it, I guess, but I don't really see the point in doing that. There's this guy who I think was even after that. I just don't know, and they have plenty of yellow options. There's just not a lot here, so I don't think we're gonna get a GT EX Zenkai, because the only really viable option would, I don't know, really, it'd be Sin. It'd be Sin. He's the only like viable option. Blue is probably the only color that they don't have like a million options for now. Ice Shenron is kind of the only one, because Super Baby 2 just isn't really that good anymore. And his support buffs are nice, but they're not really gonna be as beneficial to the team anymore, seeing as how, one, they don't really need it, and two, Baby's not good enough on his own to warrant using him over Ice Shenron if you have him. So Sin Shenron's kind of the only one that I could see even being a contender, but he was, again, from last year's anniversary and not in original stories. The only original stories here is this Pan, which I suppose they could do, because, like, what are all of the purple options for GT? Like, let's just go here, just purple. I suppose they could. The only really viable purple right now is this Zenkai Goku. So I suppose they could. Yeah, actually, Pan probably wouldn't be a horrible decision. just to help out people who maybe don't have this Goku or weren't able to Zenkai him. I chose not to Zenkai him. It wasn't a matter that I couldn't. He's at 9 stars. I very much could have Zenkai'd him. I just chose not to. But for people who were genuinely unable to, I think she might be the best possible option. Do I think we're going to get a GT EX Zenkai? No, but if we did, that's what it would most likely be. Didn't put the colors back. But I don't know what else it would be, right? I mean, they could throw some love to some other teams, maybe. Perhaps Lineage of Evil. They could Zenkai the purple third form Frieza. He's from the original stories, and whereas purple isn't a desperate color for Lineage of Evil, Lineage of Evil in general just needs new units or more powerful units, and I think an EX Zenkai, another one, would benefit them, especially since I believe that Frieza is a defense type, and defense is like the one thing that Lineage of Evil is lacking. Are you a defense? Yes, you are. So this Frieza, and he's been buffed once in the past and was actually pretty good. Like these stats, he's pretty good. Or he was when he got buffed. So he would actually be a pretty viable option for Lineage of Evil, a viable defense option. Because again, that's the thing that they're missing the most. Lineage of Evil does not have a problem competing in terms of damage, but they're just missing that one unit that just tanks everything. They have Purple Cooler, but at this point you need Purple Cooler at high stars. He's not really gonna do much for you at 2-3 stars. And this third form Frieza is very old, so a lot of people will have him start up. I have him at 14. I've had him at 14 for over a year. So I would very much appreciate if not only Lineage of Evil got some love, but also if they got the defense type that they kind of need right now. So they could do that. What other tags could use in EX Zenkai? No preference. Let's just look at the extreme units. They could do the entirety of the EX Ginyu Force, considering they were from the 1-year anniversary, and it'd be kind of interesting. I don't know who the fuck's gonna Zenkai all 5 of them, but because that sure as hell will be a pain in the ass. But they could do it. Let's see. I don't know. I feel like God Key could use more yellow options. Because yeah, they've got Champa, they've got Zenkai God Vegeta, but me personally, I just like it when teams that could use multiple options have them. Now, when you have teams like Future, where the current core units are like overwhelmingly powerful, then they don't really need more options because you're never going to run those options in the first place. But God Key is one of those teams where it's really, really good. It's definitely top tier, but it's not breaking the meta. It could definitely use a little bit more, not power, but just variety, because you basically see the same shit every single time. What else? It could Zenkai my boy Sashimi over here. I've been pulling him a lot recently. Literally 3 weeks ago, I had him at 4 stars. Now he's at 7. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Let's see. If they want to keep the Future theme, they could do EX Mai, but please no. That'd be Legends OP's best day ever. EX Mai got a Zenkai. Legends OP would he'd just have a goddamn stroke from happiness. It'd be the best day of his goddamn life. I don't really know. Because when you look at the list of extreme units, not a lot of teams need it. I would say I'd say the one that I would want to see the most is this Frieza, because Lineage of Evil kind of needs it. But other than that, and the EX Ginyu Force would be cool because of the whole anniversary thing. They could do 17 and 18, the extreme ones, but I don't really want to see android buffs. They could be run on Future, definitely, but they have probably the best Z abilities in terms of percentages, because it's they get 35%. 17 gets strike attack and defense, 18 gets blast attack and defense. If they Zenkai'd both of them at the same time, my god, androids would just be stupid. They're already stupid and boring as hell. Um, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Frost for Rival Universe. I actually wouldn't mind that. It still blows me that we don't have a Sparking Frost. This EX Frost is from like month 1 of the game. Like, he was an on-release Extreme unit. And we still don't have a Sparking version of him. And it's really odd. I don't know why. So, I mean, give Frost some love. Zenkai this one. Shit. Like, I'd use him. My Topo's only at 5 fucking stars because I can't seem to pull him. I'd use this EX Frost if he got Zenkai'd. Oh, yeah. I think that might be it. They could do this Frieza, I guess. But Lineage of Evil doesn't need more attacking units. I almost said attacking Pokemon. What the hell? They don't need more attacking units. They need more defensive stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it on this list that I would like to see. Maybe this Trunks here. I really like this Trunks. And the Sagas from the movies and Vegeta family teams would greatly appreciate a really good support. So I wouldn't mind him, but he's not an original stories character, so that might be a bit meh. They've still yet to do a summonable EX unit, and I still don't know how that would work, so well, we might just have to wait and see. Or we're going to have to wait and see for that. You want to know what else blows me? We still have not gotten another Sparking Zamasu. The first Sparking Zamasu was from year 1. I don't even think the game was 6 months old when that red Zamasu came out. And this EX Zamasu, I think, is either from year 1 or like just into year 2, like just maybe a couple months after the 1-year anniversary. And we've yet to get another normal Zamasu. It's crazy. Like, how have we managed to get an LF corrupted Zamasu before we got a second just normal Spark? The amount of goddamn Goku Blacks in this game, you'd think they would, give us a Zamasu, right? Shit. In terms of summonable EXs, Whis could be Zenkai'd, simply because we did just get an LF Red unit, and they tend to like releasing Zenkai units that can replace the summonable units, or not replace them, but be alternatives. Like when it comes to EX Zenkais, they like to release alternatives for LFs. And not even just EX Zenkais, like Super 17. Super 17, I think, was released ahead of time so that people would get him, and people who couldn't pull Gogeta would still have him. Because obviously they planned this shit months in advance. Like, these anniversary units and the entire plan for the anniversary was probably being made before the 2-year anniversary even started. So, like, they planned this shit months in advance. So, I don't think a Red God Ki Zenkai is out of the question. But whether it'll be like the Red God Goku or maybe this EX Whis, we'll have to find out. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for EX Zenkais. And I really just wish we had some kind of like really good event, like a 50 battle, to hold us over until the raid comes. Honestly, if they had time gated the 50 battle event, I wouldn't have even minded it this time, because I think it would have been smart of them to try and stretch it out, since obviously they weren't going to release more than one. So if they were only going to release one, I think stretching it out until the raid came out, or at least like a couple days before, would have been fine. I wouldn't have been that upset about it. It is what it is. But yeah, that's pretty much this video. Wish there was a 50 battle event, and I am curious to see what the next EX Zenkai is going to be. Also, 7-star Vegito Blue, so expect that video at some point. Also, we are in double RP for PvP, so it's going to make doing showcases a little bit harder, because the more matches I do, the more RP I get, and the more RP I get, the closer I get to the top ranks, where these units they're good, but I probably just end up going back to my girls team at some point. Though I do think that these characters are viable. There is a certain someone in the Legends community, a certain YouTuber, that I may honestly end up making a video on, because his takes on these units are just so downright false that it's a goddamn crime, and I'm gonna have to go Legends Police on this nigga. So yeah, might start some anniversary drama, but that's going to be it for this video. If you enjoyed it, do make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, hit that join button if you can. It really does help the channel out. All the links you could ever want are in the description down below. This anniversary is shaping up to, at least the first half is definitely worse than the 2-year anniversary. I think I can very confidently say that the first half of the anniversary is going to be worse than the 2-year anniversary. However, I think the second half is going to be better because that's when we're going to get all the like really good shit. So yeah, I'll see all of you inmates back here at the asylum for the next video. Peace.